What a powerful aggregation of Lynchburg and surrounding areas and Virginians in this room. I am so thankful to have the opportunity as the chair of the Lynchburg City School Board to extend the welcome for this most memorable occasion. I'm delighted also with me today is the vice chair of our school board, Dr. Bob Brennan, former vice chair, Dr. Sharon Cotter, and attorney Randy Trost. We work together as a team of 9, along with our distinguished superintendent and staff, to do all we can for the young people who come through the doors of Lynchburg City Schools. I would like to suggest that we be mindful as we move through this event, that this is going to be a day, I believe, that each of our honorees, the 15 top graduates from E.C. Glass and the 15 top graduates from Heritage High School, we are so proud of you. Only you know all that you've had to do to get where you are. But I must tell you that the future is so bright for you that you're going to need to wear sunshades. Literally, the world needs you. The greatest tragedy in life going forward is not to try and fail, but to have gifts and do nothing with them. That won't be you. For the best lawyer has yet to litigate. The best doctor has yet to operate. The best teacher has yet to educate. The best leader has yet to collaborate. For we are waiting for our honorees to rise up out of the incubator of immortality as giants in our time. And we are going to be that wind to make sure that they accomplish just that. Can I tell you one person who is focused every day? That's 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds. She is focused on the well-being of our students. Would you welcome now the 13th Superintendent of Lynchburg City Schools, Dr. Crystal Edwards.
Clearly, he didn't put any time for sleep in any of that focus time. So I'm going to stay awake up here while I greet you. Can I just take a moment and have the graduating students please stand? Take a look at these young people and burn those images in your mind. You guys can be seated. So I think it was your freshman year, 1920, when you were just going along minding your business, happy to be in high school. Probably about mid-year, you figured out how things ran in the school, and you probably figured out how to navigate the halls of E.C. Glass and which stairs not to go down because you can't get back up other ways. And then we decided to cancel school due to COVID, and you all went home. And then summer happened, and then school started again, but rather than giving you a full 5-day program, we did 2 days a week. And 2 days a week, you went home. And 1 day a week, you were just virtual doing all kinds of things. We sort of flipped school that year, 2 days of in-person, 5 days of weekend. It was a rough time. It was an adjustment. We forced our teachers to learn how to teach online. We forced you to learn how to teach online. We gave our parents honorary teaching degrees, forced you to teach at home. A lot happened during that time. And then we brought you back. In your junior year, we were all excited. We thought school would be normal, and it was still tough. It was still rough, and we started to see the effects of COVID. And then your senior year, here you are. Here you are with all of your accomplishments. Here you are, off to college. Here you are without even having missed a beat. Here you are representing Lynchburg as the brightest and best we have to offer, not only during regular 4 years of high school, but you all did it during 4 challenging years of high school, and you still survived. So, I have to say something to the critics and the haters out there, because some people think we have nothing to offer in Lynchburg City Schools. Clearly, they are not in this room. Clearly, they did not get a look at all of you fabulous students. Clearly, they did not read your bios. They did not walk in your shoes. They did not experience your struggles. They did not study the way that you studied. They did not pick themselves off the ground the way that you did so that you could be here and survive and thrive and be at the top of your class despite the challenges. Now, I am an employer, and as an employer, I would want all of you because you have the skills that employers are looking for. Resilience, bounce back. Creativity, figure out a way to do it. Your learning ability to just pivot, that was a word we used. You picked up the computer, did that. Came back, did that. You submitted assignments online, in person. You managed your own time. What employer wouldn't want that? So we are graduating top talent here. And I am so proud to be the superintendent leading this district and leading these fine students. And parents, guardians, caregivers. You know, when we first closed school, it was, oh, what are we gonna do? And some of you were like, oh, I hope they open school back up because they have got to go back to full day school. I am not a teacher, but you didn't give up. You were there in their corner. You supported your children. You supported your children's teachers. It was difficult for them too. And together, we worked together to get here at a celebratory moment where we are acknowledging the hard work of our students, our families, our staff, and our community working together. That's what Lynchburg is really all about. All of us working together to celebrate the young people. And now you didn't go through this tragedy just to have it as a Facebook memory, a TikTok, Instagram, or whatever you're on right now. I'm dating myself. You went through this struggle to learn something and to give something. You all are about to graduate high school. Some of you are going to get your associate's degree as well. You're off to find schools. You have made it. You have crossed over. But don't be afraid to look back and open doors for those behind you. Don't be afraid to give back because your community still needs you. Don't be afraid to open those arms and hug those very teachers who are here with you today. They need hugs. They do. Don't be afraid to make a difference. Use your voice. Don't be afraid to do all the things that we've instilled in you from this fine education system and make an impact on life. After all, the greatest gift we can give is to give back and make a change. And you all are already change makers. You already have had an impact on all of us. You have already shown us what it's like to be an underdog and still come in first place. And for that, I admire you because I'm not so sure if my 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old self might have been able to survive the way that you all have. And that is impressive, and don't ever forget that. So tonight, we just want to take some time to celebrate you, to honor you, and to cherish you. And to also let you know that as you go out to new adventures, to different schools and military, and some of you are already entrepreneurs, your LCS family is still here for you, with you, and cheering you on. We wish you the best, but we know that you are going to soar. We know that you are going to achieve. We know that your footprint on this world is going to be a big, gigantic footprint. And when people look back and say, what did an LCS graduate do? Who was an LCS graduate? We just got a small, shimmering, shining picture of what that looks like. Those are our kids. Those are our babies. Those are our champions. And as an adult, looking at young people, I totally respect everything that you have done and accomplished. And for me, you all are my role model, my hero, because sometimes we adults, we face struggles too. Sometimes it gets a little hard, especially around Tuesdays for me, sometimes. But I've got the best examples in the world right here in this room that says, don't give up. Don't give up hope. If that way didn't work, try another way. And that's what we've seen all of you do. So as your superintendent, I am so very proud of you. I am looking forward to your future accomplishments and the things that you are going to do to continue to make our principals, our staff, your parents, and your LCS family proud. Congratulations, class of 2023. Thank you.
Good evening. Hope everyone has been enjoying their dinner. My name is Julie Doyle. I have the honor of serving as president of the Lynchburg City Schools Education Foundation. And on behalf of the foundation, I would like to welcome all of you to the 2023 LCS Senior Honors Dinner. First and foremost, congratulations to all the students who are here this evening as a result of many years of hard work and determination. Congratulations also to all the parents, guardians, and teachers who helped these students along the way. There is much to celebrate tonight. The Senior Honors Dinner is a tradition that the LCS Education Foundation has been proud to support for over 15 years. This event is made possible by the generous contributions of the 7 colleges and universities in the Lynchburg area: Central College of Nursing, Central Virginia Community College, Liberty University, Randolph College, Sweetbriar College, University of Lynchburg, and Virginia University of Lynchburg. We would especially like to thank the University of Lynchburg and their president, Dr. Allison Morrison-Shetler, for hosting us this evening. Will the representatives of our sponsoring colleges and universities who are here with us tonight please stand to be recognized? Thank you. The mission of the LCS Education Foundation is to advance excellence and equity in the Lynchburg City Schools through advocacy and educational funding. This work would not be possible without our committed staff, headed up by the Foundation's Executive Director, Dawn Wise, who you will hear from shortly, and from the dedication of our volunteer board of directors, many of whom are here with us tonight. I would like to ask my fellow Education Foundation board members to stand and be recognized. Each year at the Senior Honors Dinner, a local public school graduate is invited to speak to the top graduating students and their families to share some pearls of wisdom gained during their journey from high school to college and beyond. This year, we've invited 2 former students. The EC class of 2011 was made up of hundreds of students, 2 of which were Maddie Scores and Palmer Ferguson. In addition to being ECG classmates, Maddie and Palmer shared many things in common. They were both high-achieving students, both academically and athletically. They both pursued degrees at selective institutions of higher education, Maddie at the University of Notre Dame, Palmer at Virginia Tech. After receiving their respective degrees, Maddie in finance and Palmer in architecture, they embarked on successful professional careers. Maddie and Palmer also shared a desire to return to the town where they grew up. In 2016, Palmer began his work as an architect for the local firm CJMW, where he has worked on many projects across the region, including the historic restoration of the Academy Center of the Arts here in Lynchburg. Following a few successful years in the insurance industry in Boston, Maddie returned to Lynchburg in 2017 to take a commercial account manager position at Scott Insurance. From that point on, The significance of what Maddie and Palmer shared only grew. They now share the same last name. After being classmates and friends, they eventually began dating, got married, and are now known as Maddie and Palmer Ferguson. They also share a house, which they bought and renovated here in Lynchburg, investing in the community where they grew up. And they now share a beautiful baby boy named Patrick, who was born last fall and who will, in the blink of an eye, be ready to enroll in kindergarten to continue the tradition of excellence in the Scores Ferguson family. Please join me in thanking Maddie and Palmer for taking time from their very busy weekend to be with us this evening, and enjoy the evening and all the celebrations in the weeks to come. Thank you.
All right, hello everyone. We are so excited to celebrate all of you and your accomplishments at Lynchburg City Schools. It is hard to believe that after 13 plus years of school, you're finally heading off to the real world. I remember sitting where you are about 12 years ago when most of you were starting kindergarten at Lynchburg City Schools and thinking it went far too fast and also took way too long.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's nice to be invited to this dinner for the first time. When I was a senior, I missed the mark by 5 or 10 spots. So, if you hang out around talented people, eventually you can, get invited.
So, as Julie mentioned, we both graduated from EC Glass in 2011. I started at Lynchburg City Schools in 7th grade at Lincoln and went to Governor's School along with Glass for my junior and senior year. After graduating, I went to the University of Notre Dame where I majored in finance. After 4 great years in South Bend, I headed to Boston where I worked for Liberty Mutual. When Palmer and I got engaged, we had long conversations about where we wanted to end up. I knew that while Boston was wonderful, there was definitely a certain draw to Lynchburg.
Sure, yeah, and I went to Bedford Hills Elementary, and I first remember meeting Maddie at Lincoln Middle School in 7th grade. Eventually, as Julie said, we became friends and at EC Glass. And I was very well prepared by the technical staff, the art staff, the math, the technical teachers for going into the College of Architecture and Design. They changed the name at Virginia Tech recently, so I might be wrong on that. I had a great 5 years, got to travel Europe, got to spend some time in Chicago, got to spend some time visiting Maddie in Boston, and eventually when I was applying for jobs and fielding job offers, Lynchburg started to look really attractive, especially compared to rents in Chicago and Boston.
So it might be difficult for you to understand now, but Lynchburg really does invest in those of us who grow up here in so many different ways. Going to a private school out of state, it's really hard to explain something like Governor's School to people. So often I heard, but you went to public school, right? And I'm like, yes, it was a public school program. After living so far from home, because Lynchburg will always be home, I realized how unique it is that in a small town in Virginia, there are charter school options, AP courses in all different subjects, college level courses, as well as different career path options. And that's only on the education side here in Lynchburg.
Yeah, and if any of you are worried about ending up back in Lynchburg, I can say that being back in Lynchburg as an adult is very different than being in Lynchburg as a high school student. Part of that is the investments that the city's made in the downtown. 10 years ago when you all were younger, it was a very different place. The community's grown a lot. And when you get back, you'll be a different person too, and that changes kind of how you see the town. Maddie and I do reminisce about high school occasionally, and it's funny how different our experiences were even in a relatively small town at a relatively small school, playing football, being in art classes, technical classes, things like that. I met people from a wide variety of backgrounds, and Maddie at the Governor's School met a whole different group of people, and being a good swimmer and things like that. I recently read a pretty good letter to the editor from a Lynchburg City Schools student about that experience and singing the praises of the public school system here in Lynchburg. I'm sure you're all familiar with that letter, and it's probably more articulate than I could be tonight. So as a not so recent graduate anymore, it's really great to hear that you all are still having that experience, and the school system is still providing that enrichment for all the students.
We are certainly biased, but as you continue on in life, whether it be going to college or starting your career, keep in mind the opportunities in Lynchburg. We already spoke about the education investment this town makes in us, and I think all of you sitting here are a testament to that. But this would not be possible without companies in the area. When I started applying for jobs, I was amazed at the number of career paths here in Lynchburg, because I felt like when you're in high school, you kind of put your head under a rock a little bit and are like, I'm getting out of this town. And I'm currently an account manager at Scott Insurance, which which I have to say I didn't even know existed when I was in high school, but it's been here for many, many years. It's headquartered here in Lynchburg, but my work is with people from Florida to Maine, from California to Ireland. It is so easy to discount Lynchburg as a small town, but when you're considering your future, make sure you open your eyes to the opportunities here in town, be it in a medical role with Centra, engineering with BWXT, or something else.
So in the next few years, you're going to be presented with tons of opportunities, and not only is it important, but it's also a lot more fun if you take advantage of them. I'm sure you're going to get tons of advice from students and teachers and counselors and things like that. But it bears repeating, get involved in the clubs, the groups, when the professor needs an extra hand, volunteer. When they need a lab assistant, step up. When the kids on your hall are going to get dinner or milkshakes or something at 11 o'clock, go do that thing, because the more you put into those experiences, the more you're going to get out of them. It's going to be much more valuable and a lot of fun. As you explore the world and gain experiences, you're going to look back at Lynchburg with hopefully a fresh perspective. What type of ventures do you have? What do you imagine your future being, and how can Lynchburg benefit from that thing, and how can you benefit from being back in Lynchburg? How can your skills make a positive impact on the community that's given so much to you?
And finally, when you come back into town after spending time away, look at Lynchburg and how it has changed just in a couple of years. If you're gone for a year, gone for 2, gone for 4 or 6, it'll change significantly. When we graduated from Glass, the only restaurants downtown were Market and Main and Dish, and it was a very big deal to go downtown. And I lived 3 miles from downtown. It was not far. Now there are dozens of options, which would not have existed if people did not invest back in Lynchburg. When we have groups of young people opening businesses across town, if you look at coffee shops like Gulf Park and La Vida, it really just shows how much people care about this town, and we need to continue that, because you don't want the old people to be the only ones around. We need the young people. We also have great opportunities to give back to our community through programs like the Daily Bread and different charitable organizations. And here in town, when you're in a small town, you can just see the impact, which is truly incredible. I've had the opportunity to get involved with the Brian Wade Fund at EC Glass, which provides financial assistance to student athletes. And that's just been an eye-opening experience, because you don't realize how much the individuals in the community are giving back to you when you don't even realize it. And so it's just wonderful to see that when Lynchburg has given so much to us, we are able to give it back, and we encourage you to join us in doing that in your futures.
Yeah. As a young architect, I was very fortunate, and in a lot of ways it was kind of surreal to be back in Lynchburg and working on the Academy Theater. When I was in high school, it was abandoned. At one point when I was young, it had partially collapsed. So, to be there and watching it under construction was just incredible, and to be a young architect starting my career as the firm was doing working drawings and getting to dig into the details and see how we're going to put this old building back together, and then now a few years later be able to go to plays and shows, concerts, comedy shows. It's really exciting. It really reflects the vision that Lynchburg has for itself and the progress that it's been making over the years. The changes that Maddie spoke to in downtown Lynchburg are a result of the people who love the city, were nurtured by it, and are giving back to it. As the class of 2023, you have proven your ability to take the best of what the city has to offer. You've overcome a lot of challenges going to school during a pandemic. I would have been further from as close as I was to getting here. I would have been a lot lower if I was trying to do calculus over Zoom. So, kudos to you all for that. We're not expecting you to stay here, and we'd love for you to leave. We'd love for you to explore, grow, and take all those opportunities. But remember what you've been given here and what you've learned here, and think about your hometown in the future. So as a new father, I can't help but think about all the movies and quotes and things that I want to tell Patrick. But hockey in the Cold War is a little heavy for him right now, so I'll leave you all with this gem from Kurt Russell. Great moments are born of great opportunity, and that's what you have here. That's what you've earned. So congratulations to all of you all. Congratulations to your parents, teachers. Thanks for having us, and good luck over the next few years, and have a lot of fun. And take advantage of all those opportunities.
Well, thank you, Palmer and Maddie. Again, thank you for that powerful testimony to Lynchburg, to our community, and most importantly, to Lynchburg City Schools, and for giving such wonderful advice to our graduating seniors. It is an exciting time ahead for them, as you know, and as a fellow boomerang, Lynchburg is a great place to be as an adult, so please do consider that as you come back. My name is Reed Wodeka. I'm the Deputy Superintendent for Operations and Strategic Planning here at Lynchburg City Schools. And on behalf of Dr. Edwards, my partner, Deputy Superintendent Amy Pugh, and the entire LCS senior leadership team, it is my pleasure this evening to announce this year's senior honors recipients for achieving a class rank of number 1 through 5 in their respective high school. Let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. As Dr. Edwards talked about a little bit earlier this evening, this class will be known for their innovation in their high school experience. Sure, there was some time that was, we'll say, reinvented during their time here at Lynchburg City Schools. And although they had some interesting experiences, the folks that are in this room developed a path forward to make the program special, to make their experiences special here at Lynchburg City Schools. And most importantly, they had an incredible opportunity to develop different experiences, relationships, and opportunities well into the rest of their life. So thankful for their time at Lynchburg City Schools. When we look around the room, we see students that have really accomplished some incredible things during their time here. Students that are in this room and throughout our school division have participated in local and state and national competitions, bringing fame to our school divisions. Many in this room have embraced the creativity that comes to them and enjoyed time performing on the stage. They might have been marching in a band or producing beautiful pieces of art for our community. Still others enjoyed athletic competitions and competing both in out-of-school and in-school athletic competitions in basketball, beach volleyball, cross-country, football, ice hockey, softball, track, all of the sports. Still some others began their public service with time and as cadets in the JROTC. Many worked to create a healthier planet through their Environmental Action Club, and many others still rose to impressive levels in statewide organizations in Virginia. Many attended the governor's school and others attended early college and are leaders in their own right in a variety of capacities as club presidents in the National Honor Society and our team captains throughout the school division. Many of you are off to college, and that's a wonderful thing, and many of you are off to other new adventures, and many in this room are scholarship recipients and have had experiences throughout their time as starting out as elementary school students and leaving behind them a trail of success in writing contests, in science fairs, festivals, plays, and many other contests. So you've had some challenges during your time at Lynchburg City Schools, especially during the last 4 years. And we could not have imagined those, but more important to those were the impressive accomplishments that you've accomplished over your time at LCS. Most importantly, you have contributed. You made Lynchburg a better place, you made your school a better place, and you've made your graduating class an even better place in our community. So now we'll play a video that outlines many of those accomplishments. Wonderful. It is now my pleasure to begin with announcing the top 15 2023 Heritage High School graduates and the special teacher that they have chosen to honor. So I'm going to announce the name of each student and, of course, the school that they plan to attend next year, share a couple of fun facts about that student, and then announce their honored teacher that was chosen. So students, when I call your name, we'll call it alphabetically. When I say your name, you will come up to the stage. You will receive your certificate from Dr. Coleman, and then we'll ask you to move to this side and take your photo with your principal, your honored teacher, and the superintendent. So parents, you will be receiving these photos, so no need to run out in front and take your photos, but certainly you're welcome to do that if you'd like, but we will be receiving those photos as well. And so teachers, as we call your name, please make your way to this side to take that photo. So while I'm reading the name, I will ask, after I call your name, we'll ask students to come forward, and then I will read their bio. So we'll start off with Heritage High School and Mr. Tim Beatty. Okay, first is Jalen M. Arnold, and Jalen will attend the University of North Carolina at Asheville. Jalen plans to be an athletic trainer and orthopedic surgeon. Her favorite LCS memory is going to football games and cheering and dancing in the student section. Jalen's favorite extracurricular activities are track and field and volleyball, and Jalen has chosen to honor Mr. Christopher Hallberg. She said, "He taught me life lessons that will carry me throughout my life, which helped me get over my anxiety of high school and has helped influence my decision in choosing my career path." Congratulations. Next is Riley Comerford from going to Longwood University. Riley would like to be a librarian. Her favorite LCS memory is being involved in Pioneer Theater, especially stage managing this year's production of Cabaret. It was wonderful. Riley has chosen Mr. Andrew Napier-Kowski as her honored teacher. And while math is not necessarily Riley's favorite subject, Mr. Napier-Kowski teaches in a way that made Riley enjoy math and, most importantly, understand math. Congratulations, Riley. Next up is Zachary De La Fuente from going to Virginia Tech. Zach plans a career in the United States military as an ocean engineer. His favorite LCS memory is JROTC, and Zach enjoys also playing chess and playing tennis. Zach's honored teacher is Sergeant Major Dave Eldridge, and Zach says that he's been involved in my high school life for all 4 years, and it's helped me tremendously in deciding what I want to do with my future. And he's helped me in reaching my goals. Congratulations, Zach. Next is Shara Oliver Hegedus, heading to Central Virginia Community College. Shara's favorite LCS memory is being invited to the Governor's School. He plays guitar and bass and hopes to be a professional musician. Shara is honoring Mr. Matthew Day, his AP government teacher, because he's always been there to talk and will have interesting conversations with me. Congratulations. Faith Marie Jacob, heading to the College of William and Mary. Faith wants to be a museum curator and archivist, and her long-term goal is to make history more accessible to the public through museum work. Faith's favorite extracurricular activity is theater, and her favorite LCS memory is waiting for calls from the famous Cindy Babb about snow days coming forward. Faith has chosen Mrs. Melissa Shiflett as her honored teacher because she has always been available to help with extra with math. Faith has also appreciated the support outside of school, and Mrs. Shiflett attended her theater performance. Congratulations, Faith. Next up is Madison Litchford, going to Christopher Newport University. Madison loves the theater program, and her favorite memory is performing Cabaret. She plans to become an English teacher and publish a book, and her honored teacher is Mr. Larry Hart. Madison says, Mr. Hart gave me a home as an awkward freshman. His program made me the person I am today, and his guidance has given me skills that will benefit me far beyond the classroom. Madison, congratulations. In 4 years, we will be hiring English teachers, and we look forward to you coming back. Next up is Megan Denise McDonigal, heading to Virginia Tech. Another teacher in the making, Megan plans to become a music educator in primary and secondary schools. Her favorite LCS memory is orchestra competitions at Dollywood and Hershey Park. Megan's favorite extracurricular activity is playing with the Lynchburg Symphony Youth Orchestra, and Megan's favorite movie is La La Land. Megan has chosen Mr. Scott Stalkup as her honored teacher. She says, throughout my high school experience, orchestra has been the one class that I have continued to look forward to, and Mr. Stalkup has pushed me to pursue opportunities that music has to offer. Congratulations, Megan. Next is Madeline Nelson, going to Liberty University. Maddie would also like to be an elementary music teacher, and her favorite LCS memories are middle school band trips to Hershey Park and Dollywood. And Maddie loves to write and play music. She loves the oboe, guitar, and ukulele mostly. Congratulations, Madeline. Congratulations. Next up is Timothy Rory Patterson, going to Washington and Lee University. Timothy plans to be a mathematics professor, and his favorite extracurricular activity is garden club. His favorite LCS memory is making a meme out of the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Timothy has chosen Inka Lemaster as his honored teacher. Frau Lemaster has such a positive energy and creates an encouraging environment in her class and made me invested in German and wants me to pursue it further. Congratulations, Timothy. Next up is Chloe Rowe, headed to the University of Virginia. Chloe aspires to be a dermatologist, and her favorite LCS memory is smashing eggs for the scientific photography tech lab at CVGS and having to go out in the cold rain and washing the tub they were using. Chloe has chosen Ms. Gibby Petrie as her honored teacher, and she credits Ms. Petrie with making algebra class fun and sparking Chloe's interest in STEM fields. Congratulations, Chloe. Next up, we have Camden Clark Roberts, headed to the University of Virginia. Camden's goals are a career as a geology researcher and to travel. His favorite school memories are LCS strings trips to Busch Gardens. And Camden is honoring Mr. Scott Stalkup, saying, I have known him my whole life and have always looked forward to his class. Congratulations, Camden. Next up is James Bowers Smallshaw, heading to the University of Lynchburg. Jimmy hopes to become a lawyer. His favorite LCS memory is going to the Jug Bowl football games, and he loves baseball as well as kayaking and fishing. James has chosen Mr. James City as his honored teacher and said Mr. City has made a significant contribution to his education and as a teacher and a member of the National Honor Society as a director. Congratulations, Jimmy. Next up is Mary Catherine Stedman, going to Radford University. Mary Catherine hasn't yet chosen an exact career path, but she does plan to go into the medical field. And her favorite extracurricular right now is basketball, and her favorite LCS memories are really making friends and with her basketball teammates. Mary Catherine has chosen Mr. April Maddox as her honored teacher because she was always so kind to me and really made me love to learn. She will always be one of my most favorite and memorable teachers that I've ever had. Congratulations. Next up is Marshall Thompson, headed to Virginia Tech. Marshall would like to be an inventor. His favorite LCS memory is finishing the bridge project with his team in his engineering class, and Marshall enjoys tennis and watching Daredevil. Marshall honors Miss Ashley Finney. She was always understanding and let me explore my creative side in my schoolwork. Congratulations, Marshall. And next up is Aaliyah S. Wright, heading to the James Madison University. Yes, sir. Aaliyah plans a career as a financial advisor and a radiologist, and her favorite career, or LCS memory, is career day when she was in elementary school. Aaliyah's favorite extracurricular activity is algebra, and she also enjoys playing softball and decorating. Aaliyah honors Mr. Cohn in his appreciation of his mentorship, and she plans to work with him in the future. So, congratulations. Congratulations to both our student and parent and teacher pioneers for having the recognition of their accomplishments for this year. They are all so well deserved. Now we will turn it to the top 2015-2023 EC Glass graduates and special teacher that we have chosen. We'll ask Glass Principal Rose Floor to take her place for photos. Rose is wearing her EC Glass orange today. I love you, Rose. Okay, first up for EC Glass is William Stewart Brestol, heading to Virginia Tech. William plans to become a dentist. His favorite LCS memory is winning the regional basketball championship and owns a lot of crazy socks. William honors Jeffrey Jensen, saying that Coach Jensen has always been like a friend to me and has always cared about me and my life outside of academics. Congratulations, William. Next up is Brooklyn C. Dopp. And Brooklyn will be participating in a joint degree program at the College of William and Mary and the University of St. Andrews in Fife, Scotland. Brooklyn would love to establish cross-continental personal and business connections. She hopes to travel around the world and would like to become fluent in French and Spanish. Brooklyn's favorite LCS memory is the last day of 5th grade, and she enjoys puzzles. Brooklyn honors Miss Chelsea Gatz because she dedicates herself to school and to helping students. And Brooklyn hopes to have the same positive influence on students in the community in the future. Congratulations, Brooklyn. Next up is Micah Joel Eberts, heading to Virginia Tech. Micah would like to be a programmer at a big tech company, and his hobby is creating video games. While his favorite LCS memory is going to the herpetology classroom at Dunbar before school, Micah's first memory is waiting for nap time to be over. Michael honors Ms. Gibby Petrie, and he credits her with providing him loads of encouragement for him to pursue a STEM field. Congratulations, Micah. Next up is Devin Nicole Funky, headed to the College of William and Mary. Devin plans a career as a general surgeon and hopes to become knowledgeable and experienced as a doctor in whom patients trust and their loved ones can put their trust in. Her favorite LCS memory is when her volleyball team beat Blacksburg in the regional semifinals. And Devin has chosen Miss Chelsea Gatz in a recognition of her support as a volleyball coach and as an advisory teacher and as an example of character and as a friend. Congratulations, Devin. William Henry Hershey Gilbert, going to Clemson University. Henry's goals are to become rich and to create something bigger than himself. Now, Henry, if you come to Lynchburg City Schools, I can do one of those things for you. His favorite extracurricular activity is football, and his favorite LCS memory is making it to states in football. He also enjoys playing golf and the guitar. His favorite book is The Great Gatsby. Henry has chosen Miss Krista Henry has chosen Miss Krista Rawls Fanning as his honored teacher because she is very supportive of her students and makes class fun and has a great sense of humor. He says Miss Rawls is real. Congratulations, Henry. Next up is Asia Hubbard, heading to the University of Virginia. Asia would like to become a medical researcher and clinical trial manager. She hopes to work for an international medical company that will allow her to work in South Korea or Japan for a few years. Asia's favorite LCS memory is a day when the power went out at EC Glass. After spending some time in the cold gym and chatting with students in all grade levels, they were able to go home early while everybody else had to stay at school. Congratulations, Asia. Next up is Victoria Ann Marie Johnson, heading to Christopher Newport University. Victoria hopes to travel and make an impact with her future career, and her favorite extracurricular activity is ballet. Victoria has chosen to honor Ms. Lindsay Sharman, saying that Ms. Sharman is there for me when it comes to any of my college needs, and she's always willing to talk to me during the school day. I would not have been accepted into so many incredible schools without her patience and guidance. Congratulations, Victoria. Next up is Reese Claire Kennedy, going to the University of Virginia. Reese plans a career as a pediatrician, and her favorite LCS memory is getting to know students from across the school division at the Go Center and then at the Governor's School. Reese has been a dancer since she was 4 years old and dances competitively, and she also enjoys painting, drawing, and reading. Reese has chosen to honor Ms. Krista Rawls Fanning. She says, Ms. Rawls was very helpful and a positive teacher for me. She's willing to go the extra mile for her students, always helping around the school as well as to help with my college recommendations. Congratulations, Reese. Sage Kurana, College of William & Mary. Sage is passionate about paleontology and plans a career as a biological researcher. His favorite memories of his time at LCS are the laboratory experiments during 9th grade advanced biology. And Sage's favorite book and favorite movie is Jurassic Park. He's also a member of the National German Honor Society, and Sage recognized Mrs. Erin Retke because she was the highlight of my 6th grade year at Dunbar Middle School. She inspired me to pursue a career in biology, and he was pleased to continue that relationship now that she is teaching at Glass. Congratulations, Sage. Next up is John Gilmore Lloyd, heading to the University of Virginia. Jack hopes to become a physical therapist. He enjoys working out and playing lacrosse. His favorite LCS memory is winning a lacrosse game against Jefferson Forest when he was a sophomore. Jack's honored teacher is Mr. Tim Matthews, and he's been in Mr. Matthews' class twice and has enjoyed him a great deal. Congratulations, Jack. Next up is Alexandra Miller. Alexandra is going to be a Westover Honor Scholars at the University of Lynchburg. Alexandria will be a Westover Honor Scholars at the University of Lynchburg and plans a career as a large animal veterinarian. She is an avid, she is an avid equestrian, and Alexandria's favorite LCS memories is a band trip to Disney World. Alexandra has chosen Ms. Christina Franklin as her honored teacher. Alexandra says, Ms. Franklin supported my interests in STEM careers by coordinating and supporting the Lego League during my time at Lincoln Middle School. This experience opened a world of opportunities and experiences, including technology, communications, and teamwork. Congratulations. Next up is Milani Gita Miang, going to University of Virginia. Milani wants to be an architect focused on sustainability, and she'd like to start her own clothing company as well. Melani's favorite extracurricular is cross country, and she also loves to sew dresses, paint, draw, and do photography. In addition to strength training, running, biking, and surfing, Melanie honors Miss Katrina Marshall. Melanie says, Miss Marshall has been with me throughout important experiences during my senior year and never fails to uplift me no matter what the outcome of the situation is. She's always encouraging, kind, empathetic, and will always put a smile on my face. Congratulations, Melanie. Next up is Marcus Obligacion, going to George Mason University. Marcus will pursue a degree in physical therapy and hopes to compose a piece of original music for percussion instruments. His favorite LCS memory is marching band rehearsals and competitions, and Marcus's favorite extracurricular is indoor drumline. Marcus honors Miss Michelle Chameau, who was a positive influence during the difficult time in my life, and she helped me grow academically and as a person. Congratulations, Marcus. Next up is George Baber White, headed to the College of William & Mary. George has enjoyed building relationships with so many different kinds of people and learning how to connect with everyone in different ways at LCS. Oh, and also winning the regional championship in football for the first time in 27 years was pretty great too. He also loves to fish and ski. George has chosen to honor his first grade teacher, Mrs. Patricia Adams. George says Ms. Adams played an instrumental role in teaching me very early on how true hard work and dedication can take you anywhere and are essential to any person's success. I remember countless times walking back down to Paul Monroe at 4 or even 5 p.m. when all the other teachers had gone home and knocking on her classroom window for extra help on a homework assignment. She would spend however long it took for me to understand the material and feel confident. Congratulations, George. And next up is Gorham Walker Wood, heading to the University of Virginia. Walker plans a career as a financial advisor, and he likes lacrosse and basketball. His favorite LCS memory is going to the state championship for basketball this year. He also played violin for 9 years as well. Walker has chosen Mr. Andrew Kramer as his honored teacher because he made learning history fun and exciting. He truly cared about all of his students and was a good role model for everyone. Congratulations, Walker. Congratulations to all of our student and teacher Hilltoppers for being recognized for your accomplishments. They are all so well deserved. I now turn the program back over to Lynchburg City Schools Education Foundation Executive Director Dawn Wise. Thank you very much.
So I first have to thank Dr. Reed Wodeka, who agreed to step up and read 19 pages of student bios and some ad-lib things that I did at 2:30 this afternoon without missing a beat. And that is the type of administration that is leading this school division. And thank you, Reed, for definitely bringing it home. Good evening. My name is Dawn Wise, and I am the Executive Director of the Lynchburg City Schools Education Foundation. The foundation, in cooperation with Lynchburg City Schools and with funding support from our local colleges, is so honored to be able to provide this event as a capstone to your incredible academic careers. I want to start with many thank yous, beginning with this evening's keynote speakers for making this celebration special for our honorees. Palmer and Maddie, we are so fortunate you both have chosen to return to Lynchburg and are committed to serving this community. Thank you for sharing your insights, knowledge, and most of all, humor with us this evening. We hope many of our students will follow your path and return to this community and make Lynchburg the best that it can be while making it their home. I extend an extremely heartfelt thank you to our local colleges whose sponsorships helped make this senior honor reception possible. We appreciate each of you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your support. Truly, their funding provides all of this dinner tonight, so thank you so much for all of that. And thank you to, once again, the entire University of Lynchburg staff for their wonderful service and for going above and beyond during this, what I know is a busy graduation season, to meet our needs and make a memorable evening for all of us, particularly Dr. Allison Morrison-Shetlar, who is the president of the University of Lynchburg and is also, I am so lucky to have as a board trustee as well. So thank you, President Allison. Thank you to Andrew Wiles, who, you're, once again, humor, and Austin Journey for creating and managing our audiovisual needs and for documenting this special evening. Also, you can find a link to the photos taken tonight in your program. So on the back and side cover, you'll have a QR code, or if you're an old person, you can just use the link, and you'll be able to find those photos as well. I also want to thank Scott Kirkwood, Walt Ford, and Tracy Baker, also deserve a shout out for their help with all the pre and post event communications. This program will also be posted on the YouTube, Lynchburg City Schools YouTube site, so that should go up in the next couple of days. So I know that many of your family members were not able to be here, so do direct them to that so they will be able to watch it over and over again. Also follow us on Facebook as we will be showcasing each student and honored teacher in the coming days. Thank you also to my incredible board of trustees who are here this evening celebrating our success. Kudos to our parents. Wow. I bet 18 years ago, you never thought you'd have to parent through a pandemic. We know how proud you are of your child's accomplishments, and we commend you for all your hard work to support their efforts and dreams. And what can we say about our teachers? You've managed to influence your students, whether teaching them in person or remotely. We are fortunate to have so many dedicated teachers who work to ensure that every child, by name and by need, will graduate from our schools and be met with success. And finally, to the students. Although the past 4 years have had their hurdles, have they had their hurdles, it has also provided some important insights. You have been given the gift to learn how resilient you truly are. The past 34 months have shown that you can adapt to anything. And there's always another way, and the opportunities that come from challenges. It is proven that there is no stopping you, and we are lucky to have a class like yours guide us into the future. So as your high school years come to a close, over the next few weeks, there will be ceremonies and celebrations marking your accomplishments. However, when things settle down and you shift from closing this chapter to opening the next, remember that sometimes you may have to work to see things from the perspective of others as you become part of your next community. This is so important, in fact, that in 1998, Beloit College began to release a mindset list as a reminder for professors to give them a frame of reference of how their students will understand things based on the world in which they were raised, so they can communicate more effectively. Here are a few select items from this year's list that will likely appear to tonight's students as, of course, but will strike your parents differently. Number one, and this is from a list of like 60. The primary use of a phone has always been used to text someone, right? Because of Richard Reed's explosive footwear at 30,000 feet, passengers have always had to take off their shoes to slide through security on the ground. The Mars Odyssey has always been checking out the water supply for their future visits to Mars. TikTok has become their social media app of choice, thus relieving them of the dilemma of whether or not to friend mom. Pink slime has always been a food additive. By their sophomore year, their generation will constitute 1/4 of the US population. iPods have always been nostalgic. Most of you, them, will rent, not buy textbooks. You have all probably, or they have all probably been gaslighted or ghosted. There have always been smartwatches. Putin has always been the leader of Russia. They've always been able to watch YouTube. Blackboards had never been dumb. Michael Jordan has always been retired. And Monica and Chandler have always been married on Friends. Some perspective for you. Congratulations on all that you have accomplished to get where you are today. All of us here this evening are excited for everything that lies ahead of you and wish you the very best. Branch out and have a wonderful experience, no matter where you are and no matter where you end up. And remember, as I leave you with this quote from author Wendy Wonder, the magic thing about home is that it feels good to leave, and it feels even better to come back. And we hope that you do. We thank everyone for attending this evening and invite students to please remain for some group photos. And have a wonderful night.